What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and fourth federal level stimulus checks are back on the table in Congress for consideration. We're hearing right now in the House and in the Senate, and along with also child tax credits, getting rid of student loan debt, all of these provisions coming back just recently as we are approaching midterm elections. And this is your stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and breaking news update. Now, I'm going to go through all the headlines of everything going on, and I've also got some video footage for you as we're hearing from Democrats as they're saying they are cranking away to get things done. I'm going to cover everything that's unfolding, and also we're going to be hearing from Republicans and Elon Musk that are saying right now, you cannot vote for Democrats. They are not getting things done. They're saying they're running the economy into the ground, and it's time for them to switch over the power to Republicans. And Elon Musk says his entire life he has voted Democrat, but in these midterm elections, he's going to be voting Republican. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. But take a look at some of these headlines coming out. With inflation at a 40-year high, Food and Fuel Family Savings Act would give millions of Americans $600 usable only for food and gas. So this just coming out in the Senate, a fourth federal level stimulus check for all low-income individuals. Now, if you want the details on that, check out this video right here after this one. I go through everything. I give you the article and share with you the video footage as it was actually presented in the Senate. Now, in addition to that, in the House, we had a proposal for a fourth federal level check as well. Republican representatives pushed for $1,000 stimulus to all Americans, a $1,000 fourth federal level check. Let me know your thoughts, and they're saying that we should send this out instead of sending out more funding to Ukraine. They said help out Americans here domestically as we're facing economic issues. Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but if you want to see more details on that one, check out my previous video as well. And we're hearing that this is likely going to be needed, as right now gas prices are skyrocketing. We're hearing they're not coming down anytime soon with the war that's happening in Ukraine. And this is going to cause further inflation and increased food prices as well. And also, the House of Representatives, they just passed a $28 million bill. This would provide emergency funds to address baby formula shortages. And we've even heard calls for baby formula stimulus checks, monthly checks to help out parents get some additional funds. We've heard this for gas, now baby formula, and we've heard of federal checks as well. And here on the channel, I've let you know also about state, county, and city checks, keeping you up to date on everything going on. And we're hearing, as I mentioned, in addition to all of this, a new wave of the pandemic might be on its way, and the U.S. might face unnecessary deaths from the pandemic if Congress fails to pass more funding, a bill to help out with vaccines and therapeutics. Now, I will keep you up to date, you guys, but we're hearing that a lot of direct assistance might be coming our way in the form of more stimulus, and we're hearing that if they can't pass legislation, President Joe Biden is taking into consideration executive orders and executive actions to help out. Take a look, Biden to meet with Democratic senators on student loan debt. And he's saying this is the first of many provisions to come. And we're hearing that that could be coming here soon in a couple weeks. So I will keep you up to date on that, you guys. But let's dive right in. As I mentioned, I've got video footage from Democrats and Republicans. Let me know your thoughts. We're going to hear the latest. But before we dive in, also wanted to mention, consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. I share some valuable advice that I have received from multimillionaires that has blessed me and my family financially. I pray it's a blessing to you. If you're interested, I will pin a comment down below. Click the link, go subscribe, turn on notifications to the Steve Ram Finance channel. Also, if you appreciate the updates here on this channel, don't forget to take a quick second to smash the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. Just takes a second. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Love to hear your thoughts on everything going on right now. Share this out if you think it could help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free, come join the Ram fam. I'll let you know everything going on. Just takes a second. It's free. Why not? Just hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and I'll let you know everything as it unfolds. And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, let's take a look at the video footage, get you caught up on the latest, and let's start off with Democrats and what they're saying is unfolding and what their plans are. And then we're going to hear Republicans and Elon Musk and what they think about everything going on with our country.
Well, I know folks are concerned about inflation. I come from a family, and I mean this sincerely like most of you, where the price of gasoline went up significantly, the price of food went up. That's what we talked about at the dinner table, the kitchen table. It meant a lot. We felt it. We felt it. I understand we're going to beat inflation, but beyond that, it's all about quality of life.
President Biden last week speaking to union workers in Chicago about his family's own personal struggles with inflation. At a closed-door meeting of House Democrats earlier this month, Congresswoman Katie Porter of California also shared her own experiences with rising costs as one of just 4 single parents currently serving in Congress. And the Congresswoman joins us now. She's a member of the House Committee on Oversight and Reform. Thank you very much for being with us. Tell me when you first really saw the impact of inflation on your own family and what you're hearing from your constituents.
Well, over the course of several months during the pandemic, we would all experience going into the grocery store. Sometimes things wouldn't be on the shelf, but it's really been over the last 6 months, maybe 9 months, that I've noticed it in the grocery store. And I've done some checking. My grocery store bill seems $20, $30, $40 higher, and things have gone up. I actually recently did a side-by-side of my grocery bill from a month ago, from 6 months ago to today, and all but 2 items that I put in my cart on a regular basis had gone up in costs. And it's just changing how my family shops and how my family eats.
Now, obviously, it's important to show constituents that you empathize with these issues and that you're experiencing them yourself. But how much of this problem can Washington really control?
Well, I think that's a great point, Mika. Inflation has several causes in this moment, and it's going to take several solutions to do it. And one of the things that we're seeing is Democrats are trying to make efforts, to make inroads in addressing inflation. And we're doing that by directly tackling price gouging at the pump with a bill that I have with Congresswoman Kim Schreier that the House is going to vote on this week to strike back at price gouging at the pump. We also are working on addressing issues relating to food production and issues relating to baby formula. And so it's going to take that plus changes in monetary policy, plus, frankly, some time for us to get over the pandemic, to get inflation back where we want to see it for a healthy, strong economy.
Good morning, Congresswoman. It's great to have you with us this morning. I'm glad you mentioned baby formula. You've been so good over the years at looking out for consumers. I'm curious what more can be done. This is a very real crisis for so many Americans. And yes, they're going to open up this other lab, struck a deal yesterday to do that. But that means weeks or months even down the road that we'll see formula on shelves. So what is your message to a mother and a father sitting out there right now saying we're having to mix things together to kind of create our own formula? When will formula be back on the shelves?
Well, I think what the White House has done here is act very, very quickly. And I think we are going to see some of that stress relieve fairly quickly. Part of this, of course, is people are saying, I'm worried I'm not going to find it. So when they do find it, they're buying a lot and they're storing it. So I think putting that factory back online in a safe way is the most important thing that the White House could have done. Congress is also going to move some bills this week to help. But I have questions about why we allowed the FDA to leave this plant shut down for such a long period, and why we're not better monitoring the potential shortages that occur when we have things like a plant go offline. So I think we need to do a better job in the administration and in Congress of monitoring these supply chain shortages and getting ahead of them so we don't put parents in this really difficult situation.
Yeah. Congresswoman, back to inflation as we close. How do Democrats message on this? I mean, the bottom line for Americans, they're busy. They're looking at the cost of gas and the cost of their groceries. And I think there's a concern that Democrats will say, well, we have the solution. You can't have the solution to a problem that has so many conflicting factors to it, some of them uncontrollable. So within that reality, how do Democrats message effectively on this?
Well, I think Democrats need to be talking about inflation and show that we are putting forth solutions and we are delivering on them. You're absolutely right. There's not just one bill. There's no magic thing to do about inflation, but there are steps we can take, and we are taking them. We're taking votes this week. We're taking votes last week. We voted on the Competes Act a few weeks ago. What Republicans are doing is just complaining about inflation, and Democrats are trying to do something about it. It's a complex process, but we are in action for the American people, and that's what they need to understand.
Congresswoman Katie Porter.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. We heard her say that Democrats are taking action, trying to get things done, and Republicans are not. Now, also, Let's hear the latest from Republicans and what their thoughts are on all of this as well.
All the while, U.S. gasoline prices hitting another all-time high today, now at $4.56 a gallon nationwide. There's not one state with average prices under $4. Diesel prices at a new record as well, $5.57 a gallon. That's hurting farmers from coast to coast, everywhere. And where do nearly 9 out of 10 Americans think this economy is going? Straight into a recession in the next year. Joining me now, Republican Florida Senator Rick Scott. Senator, always a pleasure. What do you make of the market, gasoline prices, inflation, and the direction of this country?
I mean, it's horrible. I mean, since Biden got elected, inflation's gone up almost every month, 8.3%. Producer price index up 11%. This stuff is like highest in 40 years. We've got the GDP down. Now we've got the stock market down, labor participation down. There is nothing that the Biden administration is doing to fix this economy. When you think about what do Americans want? They want a steady job, they want steady prices, they want a good education system, and they want to be safe. The Biden administration has not been responding to any of this. And now, if you feel for these moms that can't even get baby formula in the United States of America, and Joe Biden basically doesn't do anything about it, it doesn't make any sense what's going on right now.
Well, on that note, the position of the Biden administration seems to be to alienate, castigate, and blame companies and the people who founded them, who run them, for every imaginable problem. And they wear, on the outside, an open hostility to those who are prosperous. And I'll point to the country's richest man, the world's richest man, one of our greatest modern-day entrepreneurs, a longtime Democrat voter, has turned his back on this White House and the Democrat Party. Here's Elon Musk. Listen to this.
I have voted overwhelmingly for Democrats historically, overwhelmingly. Like I'm not sure. I might never have voted for a Republican, just to be clear.
Right.
Now this election, I will.
What do you make of that, Senator?
I think every American is thinking this way. How can what this administration is doing is just bad for all American families. I mean, I agree with Elon Musk. This administration, you can't vote for Democrats right now. You're voting for high prices. You're voting for shortages. First, the Biden administration sort of acts like an ostrich. They always put their head in the sand and don't do anything. Now it's just a blame game. Everybody else is responsible. Businesses are responsible. And by the way, I'm from Florida. Here's the latest. They're trying to appease Cuba, the dictatorship in Cuba and the dictatorship in Venezuela, and they want Venezuelan oil, but not Texas oil. I mean, you can't make any of this stuff up. The radical left completely controls Biden, or that's who he is now, it seems like, when he makes any sense.
Man, there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, we're going to be seeing what unfolds here, but things are definitely picking up the pace. We're seeing a lot of proposed checks, legislation hitting bills that are getting passed in the House. We're going to see what happens in the Senate. I will keep you up to date on all of this. And as I mentioned, things are rolling out, so just as they do, I'll be sure to share here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget to take a quick second, smash that like button for me. Helps out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, if this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, don't forget, totally free. Come join. Why not? Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.